What is up, guys? It's MTG of MTG Reviews, and I'd like to say thank you to everyone who subscribed to the channel. We finally hit 1K subscribers. Thank you, guys. Now let's try to get to 1.5, and yeah, danko. So on this review, we have the polarizing Hyundai i20, which is a starting price of 333,000, which is quite pricey for a base model. We'll cover the design, features, cost of ownership, and how it compares to the almighty Polo. Let's get to it. With this car, it's either you like it or not. There's no in between. The design is very brave from Hyundai, in which I think it's the new Hyundai design mantra, because all of the new Hyundai models look refreshing. Like, look at the Tucson, the Staria, the Santa Fe, and this i20. So this i20 is athletic looking, just like the i30 sedan. It has sharp angles all over the body. I like the front design actually. The big grille gives it the main character energy vibes. The headlights are connected to the grille, so it's all continuous. You can see the flow. The front looks radical, and I like that. That's brave from Hyundai. The side profile is just as like that as well. The angular design continues, which matches up very well with the front. I mean, look at the door handles. They don't match up. The one at the front door are located lower than the ones at the back door. So yeah. How does the rear look? It's polarizing as well. The rear lights are weirdly designed. They look out of position, especially looking at them from the side profile. And as you can see, we have this strip in which we have on the i10 as well, which is just a reflector. It doesn't light up. And yeah, the exterior, it looks, I don't know. You tell me what you think about this, man. It's quite different. Hopping into the cabin, I really fancy the dashboard look. It has these flowing lines which connects the passenger events to the center ones, and the line flow actually continues even to the door cards, making this look all flowy and really well planned. The steering wheel is similar to the one that you get on the Tucson, giving this car the upmarket look, which is emphasized with the digital gauge cluster. And that reminds me actually of the Chevy Utility. I mean, look at this, guys. It really looks similar. This one is just digital and that one is analog. Even the colors are the same. Yeah, so yeah. However, I like seeing digital gauge clusters on small cars. It gives them the sophisticated look. Now, the infotainment is basically the same one on the Grand i10, which I've reviewed, and you can check out the review on the pop-up banner up here, or click the link on the description below. The UI could do with some refresh, as it doesn't really look modern. We have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay as well, which is a standard on a modern day car. The interior of this car feels okay. It's not like Polo levels comfort or feeling, but it really is good. It's not really that we're behind when it compared to the Polo. It feels okay. The back seats are spacious enough. I can fit properly here, which is really good for this car. It looks smaller than a Polo, but yeah, it really has space. And there's something that caught my eye. The seat back buckle holder thingy, in which I don't understand why it's here. So this is how you operate it. You just put the buckle back here after using a seat belt. I mean, why would you do that? Like Hyundai, it doesn't really make much sense. It's just a lot of work. But yeah, it is what it is. Let's move on. The boot space of this car is at 352 liters, which is 1 liter more than the Polo, in which, I mean, it beats the Polo when it comes to that. Now, let's quickly cover the performance. We have a 4-cylinder 1.2 liter engine with 61 kilowatts and 115 newton meters of torque, which is not a lot. If anything, that's quite bad. And that power is relayed to the wheels through a 5-speed manual, which is way less than what the Polo offers you. However, this car feels solid, the drive is nice, it's okay. Yeah, the Polo just offers way better performance compared to this one, but then you also pay more for that. So, lastly, about the performance, the claimed fuel consumption is at 5.9 liters per 100 kilometers, in which is, yeah, it's okay, but then you for sure gonna get more than that daily driving it. Now, to the cost of ownership. So this car has a base price of 333,500 rands. So at an interest rate of 12% over 6 years without deposit, the installment would be 6,612 monthly, factoring fuel at an estimate of 1.8 and insurance at 1.7. The total will round up to 10,112 monthly and would go down to 9,457 with 10% deposit. So yeah, owning a car lately is not cheap. You just have to be sure and ready for what you're signing yourself up to. So the big question, is this car really better than the Polo? Well, starting from the looks, the Polo is more conventional. The design is just, easy to the eyes, whereas the i20 is radical. And that actually works against it because a controversial design scares potential buyers away. So yeah, I'd say that's a point to a Polo. And interior wise, the i20 has more modern take to the interior. And it comes standard with the digital gauge cluster, as I've mentioned, and you don't get any of that on the Polo. It's an optional extra. So the one that I'm showing you here is not standard, it's the R line, so you have to pay up for it. However, I prefer the interior feel of the Polo. The materials are like a bit up class than this one, and the ride of the Polo is better. So yeah, the Polo wins when it comes to the ride, but then the interior, I'd say it's a draw. And another thing in which I feel like you should pay attention to when you're buying a car is appeal. Most people will say, I don't really care about what others think about my car, and yeah. But to that, I'll say, okay. But then between these two, I'd rather be seen driving a Polo than the i20. The appeal is just better on the Polo, and we all know what it means as a guy who owns a Polo. If you don't know, here's what's up. Let me show you a clip of what it can do. So yeah. So yeah, but maybe you should avoid a Polo if you wanna be a faithful guy. And hey, wait, I'm not saying people who own Polos or drive Polos are not faithful. I'm not saying any of that. But anyways, let's move. That's getting hectic. But what matters the most is the price. The i20 undercuts the Polo by 14,700 rands. So the i20 is better priced than the Polo for the base spec. And another thing is the ease of owning the car. We all know Polos are one of the most wanted cars in SA. Thereof, the chances of being hijacked are higher than the one who owns an i20. Though it doesn't mean you won't get hijacked with your i20. You will get hijacked. They will take it cheap. They don't really care about that. So the verdict is that I'll say the i20 is a good car. It's less expensive than the Polo. So if you're looking to buy one, I'd say don't buy a Polo. Nah, I'm kidding. I'd say explore your options, man. There's like more cars. I was just comparing it to a Polo because that's the best seller in class. But yeah, check your options and test drive possible and then make your decision. So, danko.